topic that I was talking about with the mothers of America. And I believe that in any way that are the two environments, the two environments, if a woman is raised by the public school, a single mother, or she has a media influence, watching shows, this and that, you can tell that she is of this false, fake American dream and not the Christian one. A lot of women frame what they know, who they know, and how they experience, and men are the same way. I'm not trying to say men and women are tainted by these things. Like, a lot of our men, especially in America, single guys are completely emasculated. They don't want to work. They're just very hard to work with. Very content. A lot of the guys are very contentious. They want to fight over anything and things like that. So that's the American man. But right now I'm trying to focus on the American woman, because she is, like with what in Jeremiah 17, where it says that the heart is desperately wicked. And I think your typical American woman is desperately wicked. She has no thought of what modesty looks like. And if she's a Christian woman, she justifies anything and everything that she does through this false coat of like grace and mercy. So, and that's why a lot of guys will say that Christian women are worse, because they just kind of like they gloss over what they do with this grace that just lets them do whatever, like one of the guys I just saw this video on Facebook of this guy going over what a woman with there was this thing that said, like, you shouldn't care about a woman who has 37 bodies or something like that, and the thing is that women use the grace of God to say, oh, it's going to be fine. Oh, I could just marry this guy. And the problem is that a lot of guys don't even realize how important it is to be judgmental on a lot of these women. Because a woman with 1, 2, 5, 10, even just one, that's what people don't understand. Even just one body, she's got baggage. She's got, somebody else has conquered her. Somebody else has taken her to a place, and if it's not within marriage, she's now a worthless woman. That's Bible. I mean, just look up any religious book. Any religious book. It is not a good thing to have had sex with a man that you're not going to commit the rest of your life to. So, and unfortunately, women today use the grace of God to be like, oh, nobody cares. No, we do. I mean, the guys who are worth anything do care. And even if both of you, here's the problem, and this is the line that a lot of people don't realize is she may not care, and she says it's in the past, even though those are scars. He may not care, or he may say that he doesn't care and whatever, and maybe he's older, desperate, whatever. The trauma, the feminism, the trauma of having her dad not care at all about any of the vile things that she has had other men do to her that were not even married to her is crazy. And there is, there's a verse in Proverbs that says the curse does not come without a cause. And that's very real. And the thing is that there are consequences. She's going to have flashbacks. She's going to think about her ex. She's going to think about this and that and whatever. And there's trauma from that. There's her dad. There's her there's a trauma of remembering that she tried to reach out to her dad to ask for advice about this guy, and it never came, and nobody wanted to listen to her, and this and that, whatever. All these things, like, when you're looking for a wife or woman or whatever, I'm just trying to help you guys, my single guys, out. You want to look for not the, like, prostitute of the family. You don't want the black sheep. For the mother of your children, you want a woman who is the gem, the jewel, the crown jewel, the daughter that the father loved, listened to, cared for. I mean, hopefully that's what you're going to be offering as well. Hopefully you don't just think that you're going to demand something and then not demand it of the father and then not reciprocate. But a lot of these daughters are thrown into the public school system, not cared about. They're single moms are even worse. And, you really have to be careful. If, she could be, as Sister Cindy says, she could be a honomo. It's possible, but very unlikely. And in the modern climate, the thing is that we used to be a country of trades. We used to be a country of, like, your father taught you what he knew, and he had been doing that for 6 generations and things like that. Women used to be, like, taught by their mothers, their grandmothers or great-grandmothers, and it was just like this thing where it was just... And unfortunately, the public school system has not only taken that cooking, learning how to be a lady, all this stuff, that training that mothers used to be empowered to impose upon their daughters, but now they hate their mothers. They hate their dad. They want to be gay. They want to be all these things, and it's really a tragedy on multiple levels, because for her to be able to get that back, oh man, that's going to be so... I mean, she may never get back on the place of being able to be on the same level as her great-grandmother. She may never get back on that level, but it's just the whole crime of it, because she's not going to be on that level. She doesn't want to be on that level, and a lot of these women have no desire to be feminine and to serve their husbands or anything. They have more of a desire to be their independent, fight with men, compete in men's realms of working and career. A lot of women do not have the foundational desire to be a woman. They have a desire to be a man, and with that, that's why this connection with children is so hated by them. They hate this feminine connection that they have with and I would say that the female podcaster has the same aspirations. The woman who is LARPing as a trad wife, and posts about it, and I'm not saying all, some do, honestly. There are some that I follow that are great with what they do. They're in their place, they're watching their children, they're doing this. So I'm not saying all, so I want to give air to the exceptions to the rule. But a lot of these women that have a huge audience are very propped up, and, like, you can't criticize. It's a very real thing, and It's something to think about. All these things you should think about all these things when you're thinking about it. If she's online too much, bad. I would say, as a general standpoint, if a woman is not a virgin, because it's such a strong testimony of how much her dad does not care about her, like 96% of the time, it's a deal breaker. 96% of the time, completely. And I get it, she could be saved, but you've got to get to know the parents. That dad, when you talk to the dad and he's like, well, she just kind of screwed anything that walked, or she had a lot of fun in college, or this and that, whatever, and right after college she got her tubes tied, stuff like that. You'll figure that out from the dad, and you need to listen to it, think about it, and proceed with as much caution as you can, because women are delicate, and women that have not been cared for, nobody really cares for, and they don't even care for themselves. A lot of these women, they're the Proverbs 14, they're the evil with a foolish woman that just anything, just like Amber Heard, she was given wealth, riches, everything. Johnny Depp, cared for her out of everything, and what did she do? She used every little bit of who she was to destroy herself and Johnny Depp, and not take the casting roles and this and that. So you got to figure out if this woman is going to be destructive to you. So, yeah, just some thoughts.